Woodpecker's new MT doweling jig is fast and easy to use and gives you pinpoint drilling accuracy. Requested by our customers, the doweling center bar has precision location notches, an inch and metric scale with an adjustable end stop, and stainless steel guide bushings that allows you to drill perfectly spaced and centered end grain holes every time. So just align, squeeze, and drill to make perfect dowels without needing to clamp our jig or tighten knobs or handles. With the MT doweling jig, you can align the precision machine notches on the jig center bar with dowel location marks anywhere along your board edge. Or use the adjustable center bar end stop for drilling 2 or 3 precisely spaced end grain holes. This feature allows perfect alignment of face frame stiles and top and bottom rails. The handy inch-millimeter scale lets you accurately set the stop. What could be easier? The MT doweling jig comes with 3 stainless steel drill guide bushings in both 1/4 inch and 3/8 inch drill sizes. And just like our center gauge, the new doweling jig easily and accurately finds the dead center of your board every time. No tedious trial and error adjustments required. The MT doweling jig lets you drill a series of equally spaced holes along the edge of a board. After drilling your first 3 dowel holes, slide the dowel jig along the board till the first drill guide bushing aligns with the last drilled hole, and then insert the index pin and continue drilling to make more dowel holes. It's that easy. Woodpecker's MT doweling jig comes in its own fitted foam-lined case for safe storage and convenience. If you already have our MT center gauge, simply order the doweling center bar as an accessory and a new fitted foam insert to expand your current MT center gauge. So, consider Woodpecker's latest one-time tool, the MT doweling jig, if you're looking for a fast and easy way to drill precisely aligned and centered dowel holes to create super strong dowel joints. Like all Woodpecker's one-time tools, Woodpecker's new MT doweling jig is machined in our new shop just outside of Cleveland, Ohio, and made in the USA.
Hi, I'm Sean Pepper, and I've invented the Roofus, a multi-purpose layout square with functionality far beyond any other layout tool. For more information, go to roofus.tools.
I wanted to, but I couldn't find cheat codes for the game you're playing. For the game you're playing. For your game, girl. I wanted to, but I couldn't find cheat codes for the game you're playing. For the game you're playing. For your game, girl. Climbed halfway up that mountain. Then the boulders start to drop, and I can see her up there smiling. As I'm falling, she don't stop, no. I wanted to, but I couldn't find cheat codes for the game you're playing.
Make dovetails in minutes with the MLCS Woodworking Dovetail Jig. It includes everything you need for half-blind dovetails. There's a guide bushing for your router base plate, a 14-degree dovetail router bit, a set of edge guides for routing rabbited dovetails, the half-blind dovetail template, and the jig itself. You'll install the template in the jig to route half-blind dovetails. But first, mark a line at 19/32 of an inch from the end of a piece of the stock you plan to route. To make dovetails that are perfectly centered in your stock, mark a line at the center of the material's width. You can use this piece as a setup board anytime you want to do dovetails on a piece of stock this width. Now place the template on top of your stock. You'll need to center one of the fingers of the template over the material as shown here. Make a mark at each edge of the template. Check your marks to make sure they're the same distance from the edges of the board. Make adjustments if necessary. Now use a square to extend those marks to the end of the board. Loosen one of the edge guides with a flathead screwdriver. Place your marked stock in the jig with the template on top. Align the marks near the edges of your stock with the template. Butt the edge guide against the stock and screw it in place. Now repeat these steps to adjust the second edge guide. Place a piece of stock in the front clamp and leave about an 1/8 inch of overhang at the top. Put your setup board in the top of the jig and butt it against the vertical stock. Put your template on top and match up the back of the slots with your layout line. Then use the lock nut and brass thumb screw to clamp the template in place. Repeat these steps for the other side of the jig, and now you're ready to insert your stock. Insert your tail boards in the front of the jig and butt them up to the bottom of the template. Now install the dovetail bit in your router. Attach the guide bushing to the router base plate. Set the bit depth to 5/8 of an inch. And now you're ready to route. Put the router on top of the template before turning it on. Make a climb cut, and then route the dovetails. Route slowly from left to right. Then remove the pieces from the jig. and test the fit. Now put the parts back into the jig and make sure the inside faces are pointing out. Route the remaining dovetails and assemble.
If you've ever installed drawer slides, you know it can be a challenge. You have to position the slide at exactly the right height with just the right setback and hold it perfectly level while you try to screw it to the cabinet. It's a fussy, frustrating job, unless you have Rockler's new Universal Drawer Slide Jig. Designed to work with most of all bearing, epoxy, and center mount slides, the jig holds the slide securely and makes it easy for you to position it perfectly for quick, accurate installations. And it features an indexing rod that makes repeated installations a snap. Like all great jigs, it's easy to use. Just separate the two parts of the slide and put the cabinet track in the jig as it will be installed in the cabinet. An integral stop guarantees the right setback from the front of the cabinet, and the innovative locking wedge grips the slide securely, so you don't have to worry about it shifting or tipping. Beveled edges on the jig's wings line up with the bottom of the slide for easy positioning at the cabinet, and there's a scale in case you need to offset the mounting height. The jig positions the slide square to the front of the cabinet and level from front to back. Flat areas on the body make it easy to clamp it to the cabinet if you want to free up both hands to drive the mounting screws. After installing a couple of screws, you can release the locking wedge, remove the jig, and drive all the remaining mounting screws, as directed in the slide instructions. If you need to install multiple slides at the same height, this jig will save you a lot of time and the hassle of measuring at each location. It features an indexing rod that lets you register the slide off of a reference surface on the cabinet. The rod can be installed from the top or bottom of the jig, depending on the location of the reference surface. When you've got the slide located precisely, slide the indexing rod until the plastic foot makes contact and lock it in with the brass knob. At the next installation site, just butt the foot of the indexing rod against the reference surface to position the jig at the right height. You'll get perfect installations time after time. The indexing rod also works great when you're mounting center mount slides on a cross rail. So if you want easy and accurate drawer slide installations every time, you owe it to yourself to get Rockler's Universal Drawer Slide Jig. Rockler Woodworking and Hardware. We help you create with confidence.